You're listening to Real Talk Texas with local expert Steve Hakes. Now, here's Steve.
Welcome back in the studio today. We've got Brian Rogers of D.R. Horton, and we've got Alicia Trevino of Alicia Trevino Century 21 in Mesquite and Uptown. And Brian handles a lot of the communities for D.R. Horton east of Dallas. Share with me your thought. How did D.R. Horton get this name of, America's, number one builder and been able to hold that? I mean, obviously it's for the number of units sold and things like that, but why?
D.R. Horton started about 35 years ago in 1978. First year, they built 3 houses. And since then, just through smart land acquisitions, through good acquisitions of other builders, spreading out across the country. We're a nationally held company on the New York Stock Exchange now. And giving the buyers what they wanted as far as making the little changes and the things that they needed, the customized changes, going from the first-time home buyers up through, in here in Dallas, up over $500,000 as far as home prices. Being able to offer features and amenities, good communities, good school districts, things that would make those homes desirable, as well as good resale value for the buyers, has really been a lot of the things. Plus customer service. It's been a lot of things that made D.R. Horton grow.
So things after the sale, after I've moved in, I have a problem. What about warranty and things like that? Absolutely.
We've got a fantastic warranty, which is one of the biggest reasons to buy a new home. You have that peace of mind of knowing that after that initial investment, you don't have to worry about, am I going to have to put on a new roof or an air conditioning system or remodel something? I mean, we go through the house before you close, and anything that's bent, broken, scratched, scraped that needs to be repainted, replaced, fixed, we take care of. So everything is just the way you want it when you move in the door, and you don't have to worry about anything else.
Now, you had mentioned that, just tell me how D.R. Horton breaks up the Metroplex here, because, we do have just under 7 million people in the Metroplex. We're by forecast from Texas A&M Real Estate School, we're going to be at, 13 million by 2030. So I'm sure that's why Alicia's smiling. I see you smiling with that. I'm smiling as a mortgage guy because, I think that the whole real estate thing is going to be great for us people in the industry. I think we're going to see more product come on the marketplace, even though it's very tight this year. I think we're going through probably a little bit of transition. When you say, Alicia, that we're going from everybody being very conservative and scared to
a lot of excitement. There's a lot of excitement going on in the marketplace. I don't know. It spreads. And so when you start seeing other people get excited about buying a new home, and then they tell a friend and they tell a friend, and it spreads. And so we're seeing that out there in the marketplace. Also, when you go on a listing appointment and you're telling a client, yes, I can sell your home, and you can get money. Also, we haven't said that to anybody in a long time, that you're actually going to get money back when you sell, and you can actually buy.
Values had dropped, and now they're coming back, right?
And they're coming back with such a fever. So I think that I'm excited to see what's going on in the marketplace. I think the builders are going to take off like fire. We're going to see a lot of contingency deals, which, by the way, I know D.R. Horton does, and that's something that's really important to homeowners right now. There's so many builders who will not do a contingency deal, and what that means.
Contingency deal.
What that means is they have a home to sell, and DR will build their home while we're trying to sell it, and they'll start the construction. Am I correct?
Exactly. That's as opposed to saying, okay, once you've got a contract and have your house sold, then come see us and we can start building your new one, which you have to move twice.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the consumer, that's where I always struggle, I think, when you own a home. How do I get into a different house, sell my house and sell that? That's a lot of stress, I think.
It is a lot of stress. That's the main stress that a person has when they're moving. They don't want to pack their stuff up. They don't want to move twice. They don't want to live with their mother-in-law while they're building their new home. And so, as a company, we offer a 60-day guarantee, or we sell it for free, and it works really well with the builders, because that means that I can get that house on the market. He starts building the house. D.R. Horton feels really confident that we're going to get it done, and everybody's happy. We like everyone to be happy.
And on the new home, even though their other one has not yet sold, and Alicia's got it on the market, and we're confident that she's going to sell it, they get to pick all their selections, and they get to put their personality and their style into those things in the house, with the colors and with everything that they want in that house, and be able to build it the way they want it.
Well, I think that's where, for me, a new home seems easier. I know Dana, my wife, she's the one that says she doesn't have any vision. A lot of people go into this stressed inventory. They can see a house and say, well, yeah, I'll just remodel it. I'll watch all these A&E shows and, I can go and just rip everything out and do all this and make it look like that. And it's hard for a lot of people to visualize that. I think it's easier maybe to go into a model or some of your specs on the ground, maybe, Brian, and really see, okay, this is what I'm going to get.
Exactly. I mean, an inventory home, especially when it's got carpet, it's got cabinets, it's got countertops, it's got everything in it, you can visualize it better. I've been in new home sales for 10 years, and I can't see a house at frame stage or, like you were saying, gutting it and redoing it. I don't have that vision either. But I can walk into a model home that's furnished or an inventory home that's finished and be able to really see and feel what I'd be living in.
So I'd have options if I came to you, Brian, with D.R. Horton, whether I wanted to buy what I call spec house. I mean, it's already there, and you may want to make some modifications to it, right? I can still do that?
We can, to a certain extent. I mean, when a home is complete, then there can be a certain amount of retro involved. But you can still make some changes to it. And with as many homes as we build, it's also very easy. Like in my communities, I have 20 inventory homes under construction. About half of those, I can still take you in and we can choose colors for flooring, for countertops, for cabinet colors, for things that have not been put in yet. And that way you can still choose, no retros involved, and just move right on forward with the construction of the house.
And that's really amazing that you guys have that much inventory on the ground all the time, and that's in all your communities. So we can go to one of your communities, and if they absolutely have to have that home, you normally have 2 or 3 communities to choose from. So that's also very exciting about DR.
We do. We have over 70 communities in the east side of DFW alone. The west side is a separate division, and it's not uncommon to have 10 to 20 inventory homes in a community.
Well, you were talking about, starting it up without a buyer. Okay, that's speculative building, really. And DR has been great about trying to keep houses on the market like that. What are you hearing inside DR Horton as far as the outlook? I mean, are they really are they bullish on the new build market for this summer?
What I'm hearing in my sales meeting on Monday mornings is put more specs on the shelf, which means I've got to take more of my home sites and order houses for them because we can't build them fast enough right now.
And I am here to say y'all are on the right track because that's exactly what we need. If you have the homes on the ground, we're going to be able to sell them.
That's great. Today in the studio, you've got Brian Rogers of DR Horton. We've got Alicia Trevino of Alicia Trevino Century 21. We're talking about new home construction and the new build market in North Texas. If you're thinking about building a house and you'd like some information about some of the great homes at DR Horton's or some of the communities anywhere in the Dallas or Fort Worth area, go ahead and pull out your cell phone, put in this number, 817-925-2546. That's 817-925-2546. And just text the word build, buy, or sell, and we'll put you in touch with the right people. And Brian, I'm sure you've got your counterparts in Fort Worth that can help our people out there as well.
Certainly.
And some of our listeners are even down in the Waco area, so I'm sure DR's got communities down in south of Fort Worth as well.
From Hawaii to New Jersey.
Wow. That's incredible. Okay, so come back after the break. We'll talk more about building a house in North Texas and what you can expect as far as pricing and communities and how to get there from here. So there's a lot of questions that I think that our listeners have, guys. So stay tuned. You're listening to KLIF, AM 570 News and Information. This is the Real Talk Texas show.